Today, you're going to finally learn how to spin your wedges with 3 simple tips and the spin killers that you should never do, or just try to avoid those things. Free tip here, bonus tip, because you can't do that. You can't have dirty grooves. That's an obvious thing that you would think we would all get, but we don't. Here's what you're gonna do. These things are so awesome. Look at this. Just get one of these guys, groover brush, squirt your wedge. Oh my gosh, don't get your face. Look at that. Scrub it down, wipe it down. Now you've got clean grooves that you can actually spin the ball with. Groove it. This is like 25 bucks for this thing, and it's got this clip. Wait, watch this. Look how strong this magnet is. Watch this. I mean, whoa. It ripped it right out of my hand. So that's not flying off your bag. Ugh. And all you have to do is get it close, and you're on your bag. And if you don't want to spend $25 on this, which is totally worth it, get the little mini, the mini G. That's what they call it, the mini G. Clips on your bag or your belt. How awesome is that? Clip it right there on your belt. And then it too has a magnet, so you could just dry brush it. That even helps. Watch this. I won't even look. I didn't look. It just it knows where it is. It's got like a built-in sensor GPS. No, it's just magnet, but right there. This one's like 20 bucks. I think the bigger one's a better deal, but they're both super cool. I'll leave a link below for these guys. You have to have clean grooves. Free tip right there. I also use this for this, watch. You just fill this with water, a little soap. You can clean your grip. That will help you as well, because you can't do anything with dirty grips. I mean, you can, but you'll suck. Oh, that's so tacky now. Whew. Let's do it. Tip 1, and I've got TrackMan set up, so I'm gonna give you all the spin rate numbers, all that fancy stuff, because people don't believe this, and I'm gonna prove it to you. What a lot of people do is they really try to get that ball back in their stance and hit really hard down on the ball like this, thinking they're gonna generate a ton of backspin. Let me give you these numbers. Here's ball back in my stance, trying to drive it in low with a ton of spin. And our spin rate numbers here are 31, 37. That's all the spin I'm getting. I'm using a 60-degree wedge. I hit down on it, great attack angle, drove that ball in there low. It did not check. It hit and then released. So now I'm gonna use my technique here, which is what I want you to do. So step 1 is avoid going way back in your stance. And your margin for error backing that ball up is tiny. Like, you don't have much room there to make a mistake. I want you to have a large area of margin, so bad shots are good and good shots are phenomenal. So instead of backing that up, here's what you can do. I want it nearly off your front foot, like just inside your front foot. Here, pretty square face, and then I want all your weight forward. That's where we're gonna begin here, all our way forward. And let's just see what our spin rate is all of a sudden versus it way back in the stance. I went from 31, 30, I got more spin all of a sudden. That's just with an average shot, not using the other techniques that we're gonna talk about right now. So don't make that huge mistake by backing that ball up. You bring in chunking, you bring in sculling, you bring in the thin shots that are in a back bunker that you don't want. Inside that front foot, weight all the way forward, like right in here. That's gonna be tip 1 for you. All right, number 2 is this. You're gonna be tempted, very tempted to, after you do this, to jam your hands forward. You're basically doing the same thing as having it back. It's like the identical thing. Once you get your hands forward like this, all of a sudden, you won't be able to get your hands forward at impact. They'll be forward, but how we get maximum spin is by doing this, is setting up here and finishing with our hands forward. But if we start hands forward, your weight could come back, which is highly likely. We don't want that. And then you just chunk it right here. Or you start doing this, your hands are forward here, and you try to get your hands more forward, So you're doing something like that, and that brings in a way right, and even that hosel here, which equals, you know what that equals. Plus it promotes this. We never want to pull with the handle. Trying to get forward shaft lean encourages pulling that handle this way. We don't want the handle to be pulled. So for here, and we lead with that handle like so, we're leading with the hosel and that wide open face, and then we have to lean forward way too much. Just get that club going straight up and down here. You're on your front foot, you're leaning forward. Once you lean forward, you've got the perfect shaft lean. So now we're right where we need to be. Now we have room to get it a little more forward in impact. Then you'll start hearing and getting crisp wedge shots that have an opportunity to spin a whole lot more. Now I know what you're thinking, and I would be thinking the same thing, like, hey, those spin numbers aren't that high. Well, we haven't done the final piece of the pie. So many people teach and tell you this, that when you do this, you want your hands forward here, way forward. That does a couple things that will get you in trouble. Held my hands, we're way out here, we're disconnection. You see this? This connection, look at my spin on that, 1839. That's the worst one we've had so far. Why? Because I did not generate speed at the ball. This will change your life. You do this a lot with full swings, do it with your short game. Get a club head cover or a towel or something. I want you to put this under this arm. We want to do the opposite of getting these arms away from our body. We want our arm in our body. Look, if my arm is in my body, it forces my body to rotate. If I get this away from my body, I don't have to rotate. And the rotation with that club head equals two things. One, more speed, which is going to produce more spin on the ball. Also, it allows you to make mistakes here. You can hit it behind the ball all day long, and they'll be close. See, that one was 49.50. Practice with that for a while. Then, even if you hit a little behind it, you're not digging into the earth. You're just rotating through everything and hitting these beautiful little spinny shots right at the flag. That thing had some checking power on it. What do we got? 65.78. All right, I'm gonna give you one more quick one. This is just gonna take it up another level. Like, if you wanna do extra credit, do this. Shorten the swing and rotate faster. Shorter swing, faster rotation equals more everything good. Try to see how short can I take this swing and really turn my body. And you'll be like, oh, that's pro quality there. 55.82, tiny swing, lots of rotation, all in control of everything. That's how you spin it for real with great success. Love you guys. See you next time.